Okay, once you have your item in frame, I went ahead and went horizontal so I could pull out a little more of the wood grain behind it. You go ahead and start your scan. And you'll see it will throw a grid, and you're familiar with this if you've used Lightform before. If not, it's shooting all these different shapes, and what it expects to see versus what it gets back will give it disparity info, and it's also picking up the difference between the color to give you color info so that you can more easily uh, select portions to create layers within the painting itself. And it gets real fine there. All the way down, you can select up to 3 times for it to run the pattern for maximum clarity. Usually you can get a good result out of just 2. Okay, so we can see our scan here. So first things first, we're going to create a layer over the top of the painting itself. So I just like to grab a rectangle and drag it out. It doesn't even have to be on the edges because Lightform then gives you these little cursors that you can drag to be perfect. And you can even get it closer in preview mode later in front of the object, and I'll show you how to do that. You must have labs enabled for that to work. Okay, we'll say that's pretty good. And insert the content on there. So, of course, we rotated it, so we'll want to do the same with the video content here. Get it as close as we can here. You can use pinch to zoom on your mouse pad. That was a game changer when I found that out. And you can see you can kind of just bring it in a little bit at a time until the edges line up. And you'll be able to fix a lot of the idiosyncrasies, the real close stuff with structure tools and stuff like that. But just getting it where it's on the inside of the frame so it looks like a neon is fun. Okay. So then we can hit the preview if we want, and if you have labs enabled, you should be able to see what that looks like in real time. Okay, so as you can see, we got a little bit of light splash over. We can fix this in preview mode. I'll show you how to do that in a second once we add the other layers. But you can see how it looks. This is daytime mode, and then with the lights out, get a nice neon border around it. Of course, the frame rate's going to be a little off right now, but that's because you're seeing it in preview mode. Uh, Once you publish it, it looks really good. Okay, let's go back to the computer. Okay, so back over here, and we want to add another layer. So we'll click on this surface, make sure you're working with the correct surface, and let's see, let's see what this one would look like. And if you have something that builds up to something and it takes a little more than a few seconds, you're always going to want to set the slide duration to that uh, uh, thing. So you'll see down here, it's a 10-second slide, it turns out anyway, for the build. And then you can take this layer, slide it over the top, and this is where we'll get into blending them. So you have couple different options here. Make sure that you've selected both of your layers under one surface here with Control and Shift, and then just come over here and you can change it to darken, which you can see that it doesn't really look that cool. That's not the effect we're going for. Go over to multiply. Again, doesn't really show the effect. It's going to get lost on the top of the flowers anyway. Color burn. Again, probably for more lighter effects. Linear burn. This is just so you can see what each of the ones would look like. And of course, it's going to look different with each different asset you use, so you should try different assets and blend different layers in different ways all the time. It seems lighten is the one that we're going to want, to me, because it allows the center of the picture to take on the rest of the second layer here. Usually I get the most out of either lighten, screen, or overlay, but I'll show you just for this is what the rest of it would look like. This is what screen would be. Color dodge. Color dodge kind of overtakes the neon. You don't like that so much. Linear dodge kind of, I feel like, overly brightens the neon. And if you have too much of the light, then it can wash things out, and it's really a fine balance that even I'm learning still, and I'm sure that people have been doing it years and years, still learn something new every day with it. Okay, just gonna power through the rest of these real quick so we don't. This is vivid light, linear light, pen light, hue, color, saturation, and luminosity, which crazy enough goes between white and black and color, and don't really like that. So, like I said, I think we got a lot of our best out of either lighten, overlay, or screen. I'm going to go ahead and try for lighten. So let's go ahead and publish this. Alright, so this is what we come up with. Certainly different. Not everyone's cup of tea, maybe. I like it. I like doing fractally things or things that kind of bend the vision a little bit as opposed to just coloring in different frames. Let's see how it looks in the dark. Pretty interesting. Okay.